Okay, folks, I'm going to do a little painting session here. Kind of short, just kind of prepping some stuff that needs to dry overnight so that we can hit the ground running tomorrow in the morning. That's these T70 tanks from Plastic Soldier Company. 3 of them. One of them has an open turret with a tank commander. So tank commander's ready to go. He's been primed. He's screaming. That's what it looks like. He's, he's not having a good day. And here's the other 3. So the goal is we need to put the base color green, which is a dry brush, and Agrax Earthshade. And that takes a while to dry, and then we can hit them in the morning and hopefully get all 3 of these guys done tomorrow. I think that's doable. Maybe not the bases of them, but certainly little tanks. All right. With that said, let's get some of this green on. Vallejo Russian green. Don't need to use the wet palette for this. Although we do need to come over here and take a look at where one of these brushes is that we can use for this. This one should be just fine. What did we use this one for? Oh, let's use this one. Okay. And this one actually came undone, so we're going to glue that one last. We're going to paint that one last. All we're going to do is we're going to put some Russian green and we're going to try to avoid areas that these lines between panels if we can. Cute little things here. And the nice thing is all the snares that I have actually have 3 T70s. Where the T70 appears, it appears in groups of 3, so that's like perfect. And this came in a pack of 3. It's been one big dreary day all day long. Gray, rainy. Not even that rainy. Very light drizzle. All right, running gear. No point in painting the tracks. It's done. And we should be on at 5 a.m. tomorrow, I hope. Not 5 a.m. I wake up at 5. It's about 6 by the time I get on. Get this in all these places that are not easy to reach. But if you do happen to catch a glimpse of it, it will just look like darkness. I got so many more vehicles to do. And we haven't even messed with the camouflage vehicles. Those are going to be a fun challenge. But we're going to do them in the same style that we do these. So I'm sure I'll be happy with the look. The only thing I'm not really happy with is taking photographs. I really suck at taking photographs. And you'll look at it and be like, man, this would look great on a photo. And you take the photo and it just doesn't capture what it really looks like. And I'll try it 3 or 4 times, but I'm not going to try it 16 times. I'm going to move on to something else. I just think the stuff that we're trying to take photographs of is just too small. See if this glued back on. Yeah, looks like we're good. Mr. Cromwell, welcome. Welcome back. Well, we got the Check 38s done. Now off to the T70s. And I guess next is the Panzer IIIs with the unusually large cupola. Cupola of unusual size, I should say. There's a guy that I saw recently. I'm subscribed to his channel, Storm of Steel. And he did a review on the same Panzer IIIs that I built from Plastic Soldier Company, but in 15 millimeter. And they have the same problem. The cupola is too big. I mean, he didn't say it, but that's okay. It didn't bother me too much. I got a video that is being processed by YouTube right now. Something I got in the mail yesterday, which may be of interest to some of you. I'm not going to steal my own thunder, but it should be on Well, who knows how long it'll take YouTube to process it. It should be on by tomorrow morning. How about that? And something I thought was pretty cool. I figured I'd share it with you. You know, I was just looking at the area where these go in my display case, and I'm going to have to move my ancients over to the other room, the display case over there, make sure it's completely full, and just use this one for the World War II stuff, because, man, I didn't realize I got so many tanks done. I mean, I've got, I don't know, 20 or something done in a few months. 20, maybe more than 20. I don't know. It's been a blast. And I got probably maybe 40 left to do, you know, of all vehicles. We haven't even touched the Opel Blitz trucks. I got 3 or 4 of those. Yeah, it's about 12 minutes long. I'm sure you could handle that. I try not to make the videos too long for a couple reasons. The main reason is that it just takes too long for YouTube to process it. You know, I could talk for a freaking hour. It's got nothing to do with it. It's just, and I know some people are like, I can't handle more than a 3-hour long video. I'm like, well, then there's no point in me making a video on how I paint things, because there's no way you'd have the patience for it. I actually don't mind things taking a while. I just don't like, you know, a mistake and you got to start from scratch and you have nothing to show for it. That I don't like. That's rude. Yeah, this is so dry I can almost touch it afterwards. So, small tour of your display case would be quite neat in the near future. Okay. Remind me later. That's a good thing to do when the girls are gone, and it's going to happen in a couple months. And I'll have more stuff in there. Problem is I don't have good lighting there, so I'll have to bring other lighting to do it. I don't have that much stuff, but just plugging away. All right, turret time. All these hard edges, these are fun. These are fun to make pop with the highlights and stuff. Okay. It's first 270. What ancients do I have? All my stuff for DBA. I got 36 armies, I think. The stuff I'd done the last. Yeah, so I've done, that's like an average of 2 armies a year. It's pretty slow. It's a pretty slow rate, but hey. It happens. I've got lots more of those to paint. I'm pretty certain that we're not going to be doing any ancients or medievals in 15 millimeter in 2023. I think 2023 is an off year for that. Ah, the one with the turret opened. We'll have to find out if the inside of this turret, of the turret hatch, is white. or it's green. My guess is it's going to be green. As the inside of the Russian tanks is white, just for, you know, reflective, so add some light in there. But I'm not sure if the hatches are like the German tanks. The German tanks are like a buff color, like an ivory buff color, but the inside of the tanks when they were open was still painted the same body as the color of the tank, so that it wouldn't be like an eyesore when they had the hatch open. I'm sure there's another reason for it as well, but okay, so that's done. We'll just have to make sure. I'm going to let these guys dry a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the stands for them. Let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. The question is, can I use any of these scraps? Because I've got a bunch of scraps. I'm eventually going to be able to use them for like motorcycles and stuff like that. Because I really would like to have some motorcycles with sidecars. They seem to be prevalent in a lot of... No, these are too narrow. Okay, we're not throwing this good stuff away. All right, I could certainly make 2 out of 1, so. And this is all I use for stands. I've got these shims that I got from work that didn't need them anymore, and they break in sections. They're about 1/16 of an inch thick, and they work great. And I better find another source of them because I'm gonna run out. Hey Jack, stop by a few minutes, almost midnight, hitting the sack. I've enjoyed the recent videos. Too late for me to join live, but those German tanks look great. Yeah, and the pictures don't do them justice. I'm a terrible picture taker, and I've tried. I've watched videos. I just don't have I can't have the patience for everything, and I don't have the patience for, you know, taking photos a million times. You know, I mean, I'll try 4 or 5 times. After that, I'm like, F it. You know, it's just frustrating. So if I split this thing in half, it's probably still too wide, but. I wish I had a metal ruler. I wish I had a metal ruler with the numbers that weren't faded, but I don't. So I've got to do this in a stupid way. And I might actually be able to get away with this. This is the Czech 38 one, and I think I split it in half. I think I split it in half exactly. Let me grab a Czech 38 and see if 2 of them fit on there perfectly. Let's grab the one with Commander. We were able to finish the Commander earlier today. And that's exactly right. It was a one that was split in half. Okay, so I'm just going to take this like this. We're going to round the corners anyways. Okay, and then do the same thing on the other one. Okay, we'll put this guy away. Wolfman, welcome. A place where it's tomorrow, the land of tomorrow. It's almost always tomorrow. I guess if it's really, really early here, it might not be tomorrow there yet. But it's close. Okay. One of these is longer, right? That's the spare one. Wider is what I meant to say. Okay, and we don't quite need these to be this long. What else is cut? I try to keep some semblance of order to them if I can. What if I come across the... Well, let's see what they look like on here. No, they're still too big. I want them smaller than this. All right, then we're just going to wing this one. I want them like this, and I want them to go straight across. Like maybe that. I'm going to cut left-handed. Jeez. Let me guess, the video's flipped. God bless it. Let's do that. Okay. Happy Lunar New Year to you. Mitch is actually out celebrating that. I don't know if he's out celebrating it himself, but we're not playing tomorrow because that's what he's out doing with his family. They celebrate that. I thought it was in March, but maybe it moves all the time. I'm not sure how it works. Flew out to California or something like that. The land of fruits and nuts. It's true. There's a lot of fruits and nuts that come from California. Almonds. And I heard that we have all the fruits that are good for... We have all the citrus that's good for juicing. They have the pretty ones over there that look nice. That's what I heard. The date of the Lunar New Year moves. Ah. Why? How? That's rude. Uh-oh. This one's a little bit wider. Does that bother me a whole lot? Yeah, let's not do that. No. We have to do more than that. Is that a Buddhist celebration or just an Asian celebration, or it was something and it just kind of turned into... I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I didn't even know that it was lunar. Okay, now we're closer. Excellent. Okay, let's cut the corners on these guys, and then we'll put magnets on them. So if we come all the way, there's like a center post there, and try hitting this about 45 degrees. And then by the time I'm fooling with this, the green is plenty dry to give it that Agrax Earthshade watch. It's a Chinese celebration. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And Mitch's wife is not Chinese. But Then again, I was going to say, I'm not Irish, but I drink on St. Patrick's Day, but I think that that's only happened one time. It just happens if it happens midweek. It's not, it's difficult to make that happen. 21st of January, it's a full month beyond the winter solstice. That means the northern hemisphere is orbiting back to spring. Bring it on. Oh, I like it cold, but I want the time to change because it's completely dark. It's completely dark and it's 7 o'clock and it's even darker in the UK. I don't like that. I love the cold. I love our cold here. I mean, I wish it was cold like this year round. But our cold, that basically means it's blue sunny skies. And don't have to run the air conditioning and no bugs. That's why I like it. It's the beginning of the year of the rabbit. It happens on the second new moon after the winter solstice. That's like algebra 2, man. I can't figure that stuff out. So it moves around a little bit, but not too much. It's not like it's going to be in April or something like that. So that means it's always going to be in January or February, right? That's true. It's dark by 4:30 here at the moment. Bloody awful. It is. Yeah. Yeah, I get tired. But I did say a little while ago, I wish they would just stop changing the time. And I don't care which one they do. I changed my mind. I don't want this one. I want the other time. I want the other time when you get home from work and it's not dark. Because there's so many times this last year, and in the last year I've been like, man, I want to go to bed. It's like, it's not even 7 yet. I'm like, yeah, but dreary. I don't want that one. I want the other time change. I guess this is the real time. The other one's the fake one. But Chinese New Year. China has that much of an influence over there, huh? Oh, man. Man, the two models that I have, they're from China. They go together better than anything else. The S model and those damn Pegasus. I thought the Pegasus were Russians, but no, they're Chinese. Now the Pegasus are suspect, the plastic that they use. It looks flaky. It looks weird, the plastic they use. It looks too thin and it is very, very brittle. But man, they went together like somebody thought that was important to them. And these plastic soldier companies also, but they're made in the UK for now. It's strange to find things made in the UK or France or Italy I'm sure they have them, but I haven't really encountered them. I'm not looking to buy stuff that's necessarily made in the U.S. How about stuff made, by non-totalitarian places? So I'm fine, Western European stuff. Malaysian. Malaysian stuff's just fine. I'd rather not buy Chinese stuff. Nothing against the Chinese people, just they're in a bad spot. What happened to the... Oh, it's all the way down there? Oh my goodness. Well, on your knees, boy. Let's see if I can get down here. Good Lord. Built all the way in the corner and underneath the tire of this cart. We should just stick to Greenwich Mean Time. Well, what am I? -5? It's for those who are ethnically Chinese like me. I love Chinese history. I think it's super cool. Chinese armies and stuff like that. I got quite a few of them. So I guess they don't celebrate that in Japan because those two are always at odds. I think it should be the same time of day all day, everywhere in the world. I mean, call it the same thing. Just, somebody's 5 a.m., it's in the middle of the day. I don't know. That's how I would have done it, but maybe I would have done it wrong, too. Big old burr there. So we'll put the goop on this, and then this won't hold me back either. And we got a chance of getting these T70s done tomorrow. Cute little things. Yes, tanks can be cute. All right. Those 3. Let's go get some magnets. That sounded like I said some maggots. No, magnets. I don't want to get magnets. It's a good thing because I don't have any. Got to get ready. Head to your extended family reunion home. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Your store's not open on Sundays? You believe they still celebrate it in Japan? Large number of Chinese immigrants. Yeah. It's a thing. Well, hopefully it's a good thing. Hopefully there's an extended family there that you like a lot and not Well, that's what they make alcohol for, isn't it? That's why I never associated drinking with gaming. I like gaming. Drinking is like, for work meetings or being around people you don't you don't want to be around. Stores closed because in Malaysia, the Chinese New Year is a public holiday. Excellent. Unless you want to be open, and then it's not excellent. Hopefully, let you do whatever the hell you want to do with your store. I mean, you pay taxes, so you should be open whenever you want to. If I had a store, I'd be open Saturday and Sunday and be closed like Monday, Tuesday. That way I can do my own stuff. Because there's actually a little burger joint here in town that's kind of privately owned. It's been around forever. It's like a family business. And they used to be open on Saturdays. Now they're not. So they're open like 9 a.m. to like 4, Monday through Friday. And, that's nowhere near where I work, so I'm never going to be able to go there unless I take the day off. But maybe they figured out they weren't doing any business on Saturday. But there's stuff I won't do during the middle of the week. Like, I won't get a haircut in the middle of the week. Why? Why should I be rushed to do it? My work is way too chaotic and don't know when I'm going to be able to leave work and that kind of stuff. Last thing I need is more of an issue. So Saturday is always a haircutting day. Your problem with the mat delivery, the Royal Mail has been hit by a cyber attack. Probably the Russians or the Chinese, so no mail is being sent overseas in the moment. A huge backlog and depots. Mr. Nordic, welcome. Well, I just don't want them to forget about me. That's all. Because it actually happened before Christmas, and they just forgot. I can see, I just don't want to get forgotten about. So, all right, it's time to order more of this stuff. I've never used this much of a product ever successfully and not gone bad or whatever. So we've got to remember to order some of this stuff. And I may order 2 tubs of it. I don't want them to run out. I got a lot of tanks to do. I've got a lot done, and I've got more to do. And by tanks, I mean, trucks too. All right, goop time. $7:00. I should have just enough time to do the Agrax Earthshade before I have to stop and go do movie night. It's been probably a month and a half that we've stopped the Bond movie marathon that I'm doing over at my mom's and brother's. Got to pick that up again. Although, man, the problem is we do them in the evening, and I'm not an evening person because I'm a morning person, and I've fallen asleep several times. Many of those aren't as exciting as I remember them being. Okay, there's one. You've been making a lot of headway in your miniatures lately. No surprise, the jar is gone. Hitting sack now. Enjoyed your company as always. We'll watch the rest tomorrow. Okay, Jack. I'll be up at, I should be on by Greenwich Mean Time 11 a.m. your time. So, have a restful night. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to stay up at your time. Midnight? I mean, I'd have to get coffee. Actually, I think, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I didn't have time to... We went out to a restaurant for a fundraiser, and it got too late. And I'm like, let me just video game. And that's what I did. Instead of painted, it was just too late. And I just had a Coke Zero, like a 20-ounce one. And it just had enough caffeine to keep me awake and not make me drowsy. But it also had just enough caffeine that I had trouble going to sleep last night. But I do. It's just you have really vivid dreams and you wake up lots of times in the middle of the night. But then we have a date. All right, excellent. Yeah, always good to have. I don't know how it is with you, but I don't really have people on a daily basis I can talk about this stuff. You guys are my my audience, and also the people I can talk to about all this shit I have in my head. Even history. I got nobody to talk about history. I mean, if you just said, I got somebody around here that you could talk history with. They're not gamers, but at least they're interested in history. Nope. Got nobody like that. That should be enough to get to the corner here. We don't have to make this very thick, just to kind of give it an idea. And for some reason, I didn't start putting rocks in it, and I don't feel like it needs it. I don't feel like these need it. And for I mentioned to you guys earlier, I did a short video that's being processed right now. It's about 12 minutes long. It's on a subject. It's something I got in the mail, and it's probably something that I think that would interest just about everybody. So check it out. I'm not going to steal my own thunder, but you'll see it. It should be on by tomorrow morning. It just takes a long time sometimes for YouTube to process your stuff. I mean, they have it already. So sometimes it's just slow. So I try to do that in the middle of the night so that it's got some time to percolate there. All right, we need a brush that we're going to, this one. It's even tinted that color. That's how you know it's that one. Haven't had caffeine in almost 2 years. Oh man. I wouldn't get anything done without caffeine. I don't know that I don't want to give up caffeine. It's my master. Alcohol, I don't care. You know, it's not an important part of my life. But caffeine, man, that's how all of this is possible. I'm gonna put a pork chop and julienne potatoes for dinner in a couple minutes. Oh man, that's way too creative for me. Gonna give this a brownish wash. And while I'm having breakfast, I'm gonna take a look at some photos before I go on here. Actually, I've already got a Pinterest on T70s. And no, we're not gonna do a whitewash vehicle. Not yet. Not yet. But I think the way to do a whitewash vehicle that I'm going to enjoy is I just paint one normally. And then I go in there and just whitewash it like if little guys went and painted it. But I'd totally paint a green one first. Because I've seen people do these cheats that they do, like they paint the whole thing white and then paint green on top of it. But you can tell that the green is on top of the white, or I can. I mean, I'm painting without contacts, so I mean, I I see all, and that's going to really disturb me. So I don't think that's the way that would work for me. And I don't want it to look super sloppy because even if you find whitewashed vehicles like historical photographs, there's ones, and you know which ones I'm talking about. You look at them and I'm like, that doesn't look right. That's too sloppy. You know, it just looks like it's not done well. It doesn't have to be super neat, but and you know what I'm talking about if you see that one. There's just some that are just like, man, this is. I would not have approved this. Not in my platoon. Not worth the issues drinking the drinks that contain it. Once you have a kidney stone, you'll know what I mean. Nope. I don't need a kidney stone. Thank you. Nope. No kidney stones, please. This is what we need to let dry overnight because there's going to be some spots that are wet. Yeah, this green even will rub off a little bit if I press too much on this. Another thing that was boring when I was following somebody's ideas of how to paint tanks, and they were like, okay, paint the whole tank overall in one color. That's boring as shit. Especially when you can't rush it because otherwise the paint will be too thick. So I'm like, well, I got to come up with a better method than that. So let me try dry brushing this. Because you get like a free pin wash out of it. You know, you're going to leave black in places that are inherently considerably darker. And that works just fine. I bet these guys are going to look extra cute. Except for that dickhead, the one turret screaming. Nobody wants to listen to your bullshit, Yuri. Man, if they had had this tank in 1941, I think that would have been a lot better for them. Because this thing's got more armor than a T-26. This is more like a Panzer II, armor-wise. It's got the same 45 millimeter gun. I know they're more reliable than a T-26. Gotta be. Okay, I think that's it. So at this point, we're done. We can let this sit overnight, and that way we have something to start on come in the morning. And that's what we'll pick up. So when you tune in the morning, we will be adding some dark sand to this Russian green and dry brushing these things up and making the turret edges pop and so forth. So, okay, folks, well, thanks for stopping by. And I knew it was going to be a short one, but we'll see you guys in the morning.